Please be seated. It's my very great pleasure as President and Vice-Chancellor of the University of Manchester to welcome you to this extremely important day in the splendid surroundings of our Whitworth Hall. Today we are here to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, for all their hard work and all their diligence to get to this very important point of graduation. To our graduates, I have to say a few things. First of all, you're obviously all very smart, not least because you chose to come to the University of Manchester. And I hope that you've gained a great deal from your studies here, not just academically, but more widely than that. I know you will have worked very hard indeed, but I also know that some others will have worked hard on your behalf. That would include your teachers, your families, and your friends, who I'm sure have supported you throughout your studies. So I would like now for our graduates, please, to all stand and give a round of applause to all those who helped you to get to this important point. Please sit down. And to those families and friends who've been supported, I think you can now start to look to payback time. There is much talk at the moment of the value of a degree. Of course, there is the academic value, but it is not simply the letters after your name, the certificate you will take away with you. I hope it is very much more. It is the experience you will have had at a university, where I hope you've met friends that will remain so for the rest of your lives, in some cases, your lifelong partners. University is a time when you can shape your thoughts and your views, and hopefully will be a transformative experience. I'm very pleased you chose Manchester as a very successful and first civic university in the original modern city of Manchester. We are a global university, as recognised by having more international students than any other university in the United Kingdom. And indeed, we now have nearly 400,000 alumni we believe to be alive. Our successes continue across science, engineering, humanities, medicine, and health subjects. Just a few of our major recent news and awards. We've just announced the appointment of the new Chancellor of the University, Lem Sisse, the poet. Our recent staff survey showed that over 90% of our staff believe the University of Manchester was a great place to work. The Chancellor of the Exchequer opened the spectacular National Graphene Institute and received a landmark gift from Lord Alliance of £15 million towards our new business school. The Chancellor then came back again to announce £200 million worth of funding in the Sir Henry Royce Institute. We've also just opened a major new cancer research facility opposite the Christie Hospital. And of course, we're all working with great excitement on the devolution of health and social care to Manchester. If you look around the campus, you will see that we're building many new buildings, but we're also restoring some of our most beautiful old buildings. But of course, a university is much more than infrastructure, much more than bricks and mortar, wires, technology, books. It is about people. And that is why I want to thank you for your contribution to this university, because students are the lifeblood of any university, and I thank you for the part you have played in this university during your time here. A university education, of course, we might take for granted, but it is also a privilege. There are many people around the world who have no hope or aspiration of ever going to university. Indeed, some of them not that far from this university. So we should value and relish the experience we have had. And like it or not, you are now part of the university for the rest of your careers. You are one of a growing body of alumni. We really hope you will stay in touch. Our careers service continues to support you for 3 years, and you can continue to use the library. Our Alumni Association, though, is not just for new graduates, it is for life. And it is about supporting future students. But equally, You are now ambassadors for this university. Today is a day of celebration, but do stay in touch. You will always be welcome. And now I invite my colleagues to say a few more words about your schools and hand out the degree certificates. Thank you.
You have already been welcomed by our president, and I want to join her to welcome you, to thank you for having traveled and make it here, making a special occasion for those graduates of today. It is a special day, and today we recognize the achievements of our graduates in audiology, in healthcare sciences, and in speech and language therapy. All of you have worked very hard towards this moment. The graduates with their study and their dedication, family and friends giving support, encouragement, listening, helping. It's a great day for our staff too. They have worked, shared with you, and together you have grown and they have also learned. Today they join me to celebrate your wonderful success. Degrees in audiology, healthcare science, and speech and language therapy require a combination of great academic rigor, but they also have a care side to it. It's a health care profession, and it has a demanding clinical training as well. Today, each one of you will come up these steps and receive your degree certificate, a sign of the very high level of knowledge, skill that you have acquired, and the expertise that you have attained at the University of Manchester. As our president said, the University of Manchester is famous world over. You should be proud to be graduating from this very fine university. And we are proud of you. It is a privilege, a gift, to spend time, so many years, here with you. Your teachers, your tutors, your mentors, all those involved in your education, join me in congratulating you. And your supporters are proud too. So many smiles as I walk down the corridor of parents, friends, and many people that have joined us today. We've already applauded them. I'm sure you'll be smiling with them later on. A degree prepares you for many things and many different careers. Many of you will play a very important role in improving the quality of life of children and adults. For example, in clinical service, or developing research evidence, or managing care. Some of you will use and choose your skills that you have attained here for other purposes, and that is good too. Success, of course, lies in a combination of determination and willingness, flexibility, but 99% of genius is just hard work. You have already demonstrated that you're capable of that hard work because you have achieved your degree. The future is bright. The future is in your hands. If you allow me to share a thought of advice with you, it would be to follow your heart and pursue whatever really fires you with enthusiasm. It is much easier to work hard at something you love. Work out what you want to do and go for it. You are well equipped. Even when there's a lot of steps on the way, you are adaptable. Trust yourself. When a door closes, you graduates, I know, will find a window to open. The university prides itself of being about people. As you move on, I hope you take with you some friends. Friendships are special. And friends that one makes at the university are particularly special because you have shared and you have learned so much together. I hope that some of you will have them as your companions when you have your journey ahead. I hope that your degree from the University of Manchester stands you in good stead for a happy and successful future, and wish you all good fortune as you move to the next stage of your career. Good luck, and I congratulate you all.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Clinical Psychology, Tara Melina Heath Seed. Rebecca Louise Shaw. And for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Ailis Wynne Griffiths. Coralie Hervé. Rebecca Louise Jackson. Melissa Noak. And for the degree of Master of Philosophy in Psychology, Clara Cotronio. And in Speech and Language Therapy, Jacqueline Rose Gale. And for the degree of Master of Science Audiology, Petronela Yanichova. And in Clinical Science, Neurosensory Sciences, Catherine Sarah Hall. Dion Jones. Stacey Morrow. Lauren Parry. Minal Patel. Annie Helen Woolley. And for the postgraduate diploma in deaf education, Arwil Ap Thomas. Suzanne Jane Barrett. Rebecca Ann Cavies. Deborah Sharon McNeilis. Julianne Metcalf. Jennifer O'Leary. Amy Claire Prentice. Nicola Redmayne Addison. Deborah Lynn Shields. Victoria Louise Smith. Rebecca Lucy Tandy. Nicola Jane Triggs. Lucy Utting. Emma Louise Walsh. And for the Bachelor of Science in Audiology with Honours, Grace Elizabeth Andrews. Louise Baker. Charlotte Bradburn. Mark Dober. Pruprit Singh Deora. Libby Ellis. Kirsty Ann Hindmarsh. Alice Honor. Sheila Iqbal. Disha Kanadia. Rachel Louise Kelly. Adam Kwong. Tessie Kirunda. Rena Mann. Robert George MacLeod. Holly Pennick. Laura Ray. Leanne Riley. Priya Tank. Jennifer Weir. Harriet Withy. And in speech and language therapy with honours, Omama Al-Kaisia. Claire Arand. Warda Asim. Pamela Barr. Zoe Laura Jacinta Barrett. Ruth Belshaw. Stephanie Lauren Buckley. Ashika Chauhan. Alice Coltman. Catherine Jean Cotter. Joanne Cremona. Sophie Michaela Danvers, who is also awarded the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award. Rebecca Harriet Everett. Eve Rose Ferguson. Eleanor Fletcher. Jade Hassel. Catherine Lisa Henry. Leah Hood. Catherine Isaac. Annika Jones. Suzanne Rebecca Ellen Keegan. Jenny Lawrence. Blaheen Marie Maguire. Laura McGregor. Paul John McKenna. Rachel Morose. Eleanor Morris. Rebecca Jane Moss. Alice Phillips. Syra Roof. Nicholas Sardati. Charlotte Slooming. Leanne Vale. Lily Helen Wheeler. And in Healthcare Science Audiology with Honours, Kirsten Bradley. Farhan Chawla. Damon Lee Griffiths. Jasmine Opuku Ware. Mikael Chaya Provisor. Atik Rehman. George Roberts. Ayan Saliman.
Graduands, I'm delighted to be sharing this special day with you. You are crossing a threshold from one phase of life to another, and at moments like this, it's worth standing back to look at the big picture. Each of you have your own special circumstances, but the one thing you share, and I share with you, is that we chose to study at the University of Manchester. Manchester was the first university in England to offer a degree in nursing. The ideas of evidence-based practice were being developed and promoted in the 1970s in North America and on a smaller scale in the UK. Manchester was at the forefront, and Jean Kennedy McFarlane was appointed as the first professor of nursing in 1973. And as you know, our building is named after her. As an undergraduate here, I had the opportunity to spend a clinical rotation working with the International Red Cross in West Africa. I soon found myself carrying out procedures which in the UK were strictly medical procedures. I learned, for example, how to rehydrate desperately ill children by placing a tube in the peritoneal cavity. Through these experiences, I gained personal understanding and insight, not only about how care can make a difference, but also how the boundaries of care are essentially situation-specific. In the decades which followed, we have seen many practice boundaries pushed back or disappear. Experiences like these have been instrumental in helping me formulate views on what is important in both professional and personal matters. First, while graduation is a very important day, and you will remember it forever, some of you will be feeling sad because it will mean saying goodbye to some friends. Others will feel daunted because the structure of the degree programme is no longer there. However, you will find when you leave here today that it is not the end, but rather the beginning of your future in your chosen profession and in a new stage of life. Second, it's important not to be limited by the present in professional roles, job opportunities, or personal circumstances. The environment in which you live and work will change significantly over your career lifetime. You will have career prospects and experiences which have yet to be thought of. You can also be instrumental in shaping the changes which are to come. You are the future of your respective professions. Always look forward and not back. Third, there is no one sole path to take in work or in other aspects of life. There are and will be many twists and turns as you navigate through your professional and personal lives. While it's important to have goals and plans, it's also important not to rigidly adhere to them, but rather to be flexible and open to new opportunities. Fourth, knowledge is only provisional. What is fairly cutting edge today may be refuted and retired in the future. This is not to be feared, but to be welcomed. Practicing nursing, midwifery, or social work demands not only a skeptical and sophisticated understanding of different forms and sources of knowledge, but also the rich sources of knowledge which come from social networks, experienced practitioners, and service users' experiences. The effective practitioner recognizes the importance of utilizing all potential sources of knowledge while contributing generously to the knowledge needs of others. Fifth, there is never a perfect time to make major changes in life, to have a child, do an advanced degree, make a lifelong commitment to a partner, or apply for a more senior job, whatever. Waiting for the right time can paralyze you into inertia. Living life to the full entails moving forward and taking risks, whilst adhering to your core beliefs and values, trusting everything will work out. Finally, it's important to recognize that we arrived where we are today, not just through our own efforts, but also from the network of supports and structures around us, our parents and other family members, friends, teachers, and many others in our communities. I encourage you today, as you celebrate the achievement of graduation, to remember and acknowledge these supports in your lives. I would also like to remind you that you are graduating today from the Premier School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work in the UK. I congratulate you on your achievement and wish you all every success and happiness in the years to come, and sincerely hope that you will keep in touch with the school and the university. Thank you. President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jia Chang Wang. Raul Alam. Maram Ahmed A. Ahmed Banakar. Elizabeth Boulton. Amanda Lorraine Garrow. Rena Lazrado. Rahel Naef. And for the degree of Master of Clinical Research, Wamba Musamadi Mabita. And for the degree in Master of Science, Advanced Practice Interventions for Mental Health, Primary Mental Health Care, Rafael Carda. And for the postgraduate diploma in social work, Michelle Holden. And for the degree of Bachelor of Midwifery with honours, Laura Lewinson. Charlotte Sharp. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Midwifery Practice with honours, Chantel Knight. And in Nursing Practice with honours, Kerry Louise Batnagar. Nicholas Ben Capey. Pamela Carol Heath. Marie Ann Eaton. Linda Fitzpatrick. Helen Furness. Christopher Goodban. Heidi Grumbridge. Sarah Hewson. Ratnam Iyer. Ursula Natasha Johnson. Sarah Louise Martin. Victoria Jane Mather. Sarah Jane McConnell. Jonathan McGarry. Deborah Susan Morris. Elizabeth Francis Musa. Rachel Pilkington. Claire Rose. Philippa Marie Rowland. Zoe Rennie Stewart. Sandra Jane Teague. Maria Claire Wainwright. Stacey Winton. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Nursing Practice, Claire Elizabeth Cushion. Fiona Jane Malloy. Sharon Diane Murray. Rita Sanko. And for the Diploma in Professional Studies in Nursing, Mental Health Nursing, Emma Armstrong. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, a Health Systems Approach to HIV and AIDS Care and Management with Honours, Mary Chamati Chaponga.
On behalf of the University of Manchester, warmest congratulations to you all, and we wish you every success and happiness in your future careers and in your lives. And I do say again, please keep in touch. And to you, thank you so much for coming and sharing this very important occasion with us. So, University of Manchester graduates, please don your caps. Please all stand. So now go and celebrate, and please have a safe journey home. I now declare this ceremony closed.